I never thought I would expect to wake up and be the protagonist of a science fiction novel. But I guess here we are. I do not want to hear anyone's excuses for this anymore. I am tired, I am fed up, and I am angry. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. If you have watched any of my previous videos, you know I try and set up a positive vibe here. Unfortunately for you, I'm tossing that vibe out the window down into my trash can on the side of the road and praying that the garbage man comes and gets it because there's no point in me having it anymore. You see, my dear viewer, I had a very strange experience happen to me, and though I've been expecting this experience for quite some time, it still took me by surprise, and I still haven't really processed how I was meant to feel about this. But let me tell you this story. I've started a new position at a new company within the last couple of weeks. I have not done much work there as of yet, so I'm still the newbie who's being told to go get everyone's coffees in the morning. I have just completed my first proper task with them, and I sent my work off to my boss, who gave me some really odd feedback. Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary pals, without going into too much detail of the story because I'm scared they'll find me, what I was asked to write was only about a paragraph long. It wasn't that hard, and it only took me about half an hour to complete because I was condensing my boss's work into smaller paragraphs for people to read. Super easy. My boss came back to me with a very interesting response. Now, since I've only been at the company for a very short period of time, I'm yet to be able to master the language that this company uses. So my writing just sounded like my average, everyday writing. And I tend to have this problem with my work where I overcomplicate things and I tend to go off on tangents that do not really go anywhere. And I bet you've already noticed that this video does exactly that. But basically, I tend to just restate things that have already happened, and this is kind of what happened in this paragraph, but I didn't really notice because, again, that's just how I work, that's just how my writing ends up, and I thought it was pretty okay because it was, again, condensing my boss's work and then also summarizing the event that we had attended as I had experienced it. So tell me why my boss was under the impression that I had used ChatGPT to generate this paragraph. Well, it was actually the last sentence where I had described the experience that we had, been through together with my own words. Apparently, it was not very empathetic and a bit over the top, convoluted and confusing, which apparently made it sound robotic. I didn't really know how to feel about this accusation because I've never used ChatGPT and I don't actually know how to get it to give me the content that I want. Mostly because I've never been on it. I wasn't really sure how to defend myself, so I just said simply and honestly, I did not use ChatGPT, that's just how I talk. Really sorry that it comes across as robotic and inhuman. My boss then confessed that the only reason she thought it was ChatGPT is because she uses it herself to do the mundane tasks that she doesn't have time for. Right, okay, so I see where this is going. I do not have much of a problem with the way that she says she uses it. After all, I think that was AI's intended purpose. It was to eliminate the boring and mundane tasks that we hate doing, such as writing emails to our coworkers and so on, so that it frees up time for us to do the things that we like. The problem then stems from the fact that it is doing the boring and mundane tasks for us. Because my boss is such a frequent user of ChatGPT and seemingly knows the AI indicators, every time someone tries to write something, even without the assistance of AI, it can be flagged as that. After all, I'm only new to this company, and it does sting a little bit to, be assumed, hey, the newbie is using AI because they're lazy and don't want to do their job. That's not at all the case. You see, my friends, the only reason that my writing sounds like a robot is because the robot is stealing all our writing to make itself sound like us. ChatGPT and its thousands of useless clones are language model AIs. the point of them is to be able to replicate human speech and interaction. That's where people get this misinterpretation from. You see, ChatGPT is not telling you factual information. It is not an encyclopedia that you can look anything up in and then get the facts for it. ChatGPT is making up those answers as your conversation goes along, based on the things that you want to hear. After all, that is the point. It's meant to replicate human speech, not give you complete accuracy. It does this by studying heaps and heaps of human communication, whether that be online forums, videos, movies, television shows, music, the whole lot, in an effort to seem more human and more compassionate and more realistic. Prior to this year, there was no such notion of a robotic sounding voice. Well, perhaps there were pretty static voices, pretty boring voices in all our literature, but none of them truly really robotic. That is a concept of the new era. This era where we can get the fucking lying machine to do all our work for us. The only reason that I sound like a robot is because you associated with how I write with how the robot writes. And the robot writes like me because it takes all the work from thousands of people who do the job that I do in a heartbeat. Fellas, this rant is coming after watching one of Moist Critical's latest uploads where he talks about how AI content is now some of the most viewed and most popular content on YouTube, and I find it fucking dystopian. I'm going to spoil one of the gags in the video, but his video has probably 8 billion thousand times more views than mine will ever get, so it's probably not going to affect anybody. Basically, the first 15 seconds of that video are an AI-generated Moist Critical talking about the topic. Except the AI is pretty good. The only thing that really put me off was the fact that the video was stretched so he could hide the AI company's logo in the bottom corner. Even then, I found it really hard to tell that it was even an AI of him at all, especially after he then swapped back to his real self for the rest of the video. If that is how good AI currently is, I'm a little bit afraid of what we might get even within the next 6 months. By Christmas time, it could be almost impossible to distinguish between real videos and AI videos. And that scares me, like a lot. I already despise generative AI. I think it is something that we never needed and never asked for, but look what we've got. This slop machine that keeps turning out garbage at the pace of the machine from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Oh, lots of fun.
Bruh.
Hey, when is ChatGPT gonna make it start raining hamburgers for me? That's something that could actually be useful. Wow! You see, guys, I am just very tired of the fact that almost anything that you try and make nowadays gets labeled as AI generated, whether that be artwork, music, a whole TV show. And I will be honest, sometimes it's hard to tell, but really? Everything? You think it might be everything? In Moist Critical's video, he brings up a statistic where it's predicted that 90% of content online will be AI generated by 2026. And I almost contemplated turning the video off because I didn't want to know what else we might find out. I don't like that fact at all. I hate that. I hate that so much. And I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't know how anyone sits there and thinks, yeah, this is a great idea. How? Tell me how. Tell me honestly how. I would love to find out. Please tell me. In Charlie's video, he brings up some AI generated videos and he plays the thing in full. And I sat there thinking, there is no way that people actually watch this video. And then he said it had like 9 million views. And I went, are you kidding me? How did you all sit there and watch the video of that puppy? The puppy in multiple shots has 6 legs. How did you all watch that and not go, this is absolutely rubbish. This is stupid, it is disgusting, and it is just a pile of slop. And then I used my brain a little bit more because my brain's not actually completely rotted by artificial intelligence. I used my brain a little bit more and thought, you know what, I don't think real people watched that video. I refuse to believe that 9 million people watched that video. So many of those would have had to have been robots as well. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh. We must live in a Black Mirror episode or something, or some sort of Blade Runner universe where all the content we see online is generated by robots. All the replies, all the interactions on the video are from robots. Where are all of us? Where are the freaking 8 billion people who live on Earth? Where are you? What are we doing? And I don't want to even go into the environmental impacts of AI. You all know it, you have all seen it, and yet some of you refuse to acknowledge it, okay? That thing drinks more water than all of Bikini Bottom, right? And they live underwater. Oh, it's just so bad. I love how the longer my video seems to go on, the more off the rails I seem to find myself. There are so many things I could talk about, and yet people have already done them, so I'll probably just link those videos. And I don't think I could talk about some of these things for more than 30 seconds without wanting to explode. Like, did you all see that thing that they're making Grok do for them over on Twitter? I'm gonna link a video by a fellow Aussie YouTuber in the description about it, but that had me mortified. How is none of this illegal? How is none of this illegal? We need these AI regulations like right now. Okay, this is out of hand and I can't take it anymore. The AI is not your friend. ChatGPT is not your friend. You can talk to it like a human and it will reply like a human because that is its job. That is what it was made to do. Okay? It does not care about you and it is not simulating a real human connection with you. It is just doing what it is told, what it has been told to do by the people who programmed it. Okay? Do you understand? Do you understand? Stop using it to Google things. In fact, we can't even Google things because they're also giving me shitty AI overviews. It doesn't help that you can pretty much Google any sort of nonsense and it will give you an AI response, even if it believes you are a baby octopus. You can tell this is the part of the video where I ran out of an actual script and I'm just making it up as I go along, which is better than me generating the rest of the script. So, you know, I'm sticking to my guns here. I wish everyone else would stick to their guns, but it doesn't look like that's the case. And I know I'm definitely going to get people who will say, it's not that bad, stop being so dramatic about it. You just probably have to write better. Okay, well, let me put this into an analogy for you, because that's what writers do, okay? You know, so let me do it. Let me do my job for you. So, if you believe that AI produces anything of worthwhile quality, let me put this into this picture for you. This is like walking into a McDonald's and ordering a Big Mac. And they bring you out a Big Mac, but the Big Mac is built upside down. But you eat the Big Mac and it still tastes like a Big Mac. So you're like, okay, that was pretty good. It was a Big Mac. Did it look like a Big Mac? No, it didn't look like a Big Mac. But it tasted like one, so you're happy. It worked for you, and it's fine. What you don't realize is out the back, they're all planning to build the Big Macs upside down forever. That is how Big Macs will be made now. They will be made upside down. You go into McDonald's the next day and order a Big Mac. It comes out upside down. You're confused, but you remember it tastes like a Big Mac, so you eat it anyway. And it still tastes like a Big Mac, so it's okay again. It tastes like a Big Mac and you're happy. You go into McDonald's a week later and order a Big Mac. It comes out upside down. You're kind of confused now, so you go up to the counter and try and ask someone, why is my Big Mac upside down? Except the counter has nobody on it. There is a screen that says, please give us your feedback. You type into the machine, why is my Big Mac upside down? The machine says to you, sorry your Big Mac was upside down, we didn't notice. Please, let us give you a new Big Mac. So the machine hands you another Big Mac. It's also upside down. You say to the machine, "Why is my Big Mac upside down?" It says, "Sorry, we didn't notice that your Big Mac was still upside down. Let's try again." The machine hands you a Quarter Pounder. It's also upside down. You say, "This is not a Big Mac. This is a Quarter Pounder." You hand it back to the machine and it goes, "Sorry, we will give you a Big Mac this time." It hands you a Big Mac. It's upside down. The cycle continues over and over for an hour until you get bored and you leave and you go and make your own sandwich by hand. A week later, you are talking to a friend of yours who is eating an upside down Big Mac. You say to them, "Why are you eating an upside down Big Mac?" They look at you and say, "Well, it tastes the same, so it doesn't really matter." Your friend then says, "This is the best Big Mac I've ever eaten in my entire life," and then goes off on their merry way. Friends, that sounds a bit ridiculous, doesn't it? But that's the point I'm trying to make. Trusting AI with anything is ridiculous. Treating it with the level of respect that we give to proper human creations, such as art, movies, and music, is ridiculous. AI-generated content is like the fast food of content. It's like your upside-down Big Mac. It comes out misshapen, but it still tastes okay, so why bother? But you know that deep down the handmade meal is going to taste better and be better for you than the McDonald's slop hamburger. And content is no exception. I would much rather have something given to me that was made with human heart and with genuine care than something that was made by a machine in only 5 seconds. I am so tired of us trusting the AI with everything, with us handing over all our tasks to AI, with us handing over our critical thinking to AI. Does anyone remember that post where that student was saying that writing 600 words without ChatGPT was impossible? Do you know how many words this video ended up at? And I was writing it as I was speaking into the microphone? Well over that. I can write 600 words in 10 minutes. I don't even have to blink. That is easy. Why do you find that so difficult without the robot's help? Are you serious? What about those girls who were needing ChatGPT's help to write a Mother's Day card for their mother? Do you not love your mother? Do you not care about her enough to remember anything to write on a Mother's Day card? Not even, "Hey mum, thanks for all you do. I love you so much. Have a great Mother's Day." That didn't come to your mind? You need the robot to do that for you? That's the tone of voice I should keep using every time someone confesses they use AI with me. I'll be like, "Aww, you need the robot to write your emails for ya. Aw, you poor soul." Whatever, I want you to look me in the eyes. The eyes I don't have because I'm a disembodied voice on YouTube. Look me in those non-existent eyes and tell me that this is a good idea, that we should keep using this. I will never believe you. Ever. I will not hear you out. I will not hear anyone out anymore. I'm tired. Because I'm finally a victim of all this. You know? Like, all I had to do was write one paragraph, and I was told that perhaps I am the robot. Whatever, guys. This was really personal, and I'm sorry, because I never really intended for my content to get that personal. You know, like, I never expected to be put in this situation where, you know, the hobby that I just started is already at threat. You know, I keep thinking about the fact that AI slop on YouTube is what gets people clicks, views, and money. It's just really heartbreaking, you know, and I don't think people realize how dangerous all this is until they've been a victim of it, until it directly impacts them, you know. And when all this started, when these programs became popular and all the artists were saying, "Hey, this is threatening my job and my income, and I'm not going to be able to pay my bills because you people are stealing my work to generate it for free," And everyone sort of brushed them off and they went, haha, oh well, whatever. But, like, I'm being so serious when I say that it affects everybody. And your job may be safe today, and it may not be safe tomorrow. And that's the scary part. And that's the part you have to watch out for. And you're going to be down at the artist's knees, and you're going to be wishing you had listened to them. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching my video. I sort of made it on a bit of a whim. I, like, set up my whole station literally as fast as I could just to make one video. And look, in hindsight, I don't even know if I like this video. I'll be honest. I don't like how, you know, I just don't like the topic. It just makes me mad, and I hate coming across as mad. I don't want people to get that impression of me. I like to think that I'm very like a calm and tolerant person, but this is a topic where I just cannot stand anyone who's going to have the opposite view. And that sounds really bad, but at the end of the day, like, AI is really bad. It's a piece of garbage, and I hate it. And it's probably sitting in the garbage alongside the positive attitude I threw out the window earlier. So, good. They can be picked up together. Anyway, guys, please go support your local artists. You know, they do a lot of hard work instead of, you know, asking the robot to do it for them. And, you know, if you're using AI for anything, stop. Just stop it. Okay, you don't need it. You don't need it, babes. Just close the tab, delete your account, and walk away. It will be so much better for you, I promise. I literally promise. Hey, quickly, on that note, when I did get semi-accused of using ChatGPT, one of the solutions I got given by a peer was, oh, maybe you should go and log on to ChatGPT and get it to tell you how to not make yourself sound like it. And I'm like, no, that's defeating the purpose. I don't want to open ChatGPT to learn how to not sound like ChatGPT. The reason ChatGPT sounds like me is because it takes the work that people like me do and eats it for breakfast, like a gluttonous kid in those American movies. Hey, Americans, on that note as well, do you guys actually eat a breakfast that big, or is it only in the movies where like the mum cooks a 5-course breakfast for everybody, even though everyone in the house always seems to be running late and then no one eats any of the food she made? Does that happen, or is that like for show? That probably made me look really stupid. Of course that doesn't happen. Why would that happen? It's just for like dramatic effects. No one's waking up to cook 5 whole stacks of pancakes for everybody. Again, can ChatGPT generate me a whole stack of pancakes? I feel like that would be more useful than whatever it does. You hear me? We should be working on that. Alright, generate me some pancakes. Like in real life. That will be good. Thanks, thank you. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, we're closing the video. Okay. Thank you so much for listening to my rant. That's pretty much what it was. It was just a rant, except I recorded it and then edited images over it. If you guys are interested in me talking about more things, sometimes I talk about things. Except I'm really lazy and can't be bothered because making a YouTube video takes me fucking hours. It takes me so long. But I'm trying to be better. I really want this to be a thing because I enjoy it. I really do. I love recording videos. I love making videos. I always have. And now I'm finally brave enough to post videos. So if you want to give me that extra sense of motivation to continue this hobby, please consider hitting the Consider hitting the subscribe button. That's what I was trying to say. I'm gonna leave that in. That has happened so many times throughout this video and I've cut out so many. But I'm gonna leave that one in for you guys. I'm feeling generous. But yeah, hit the subscribe, like my video, share it to friends. I would really love that. What am I at? 50 subscribers as of now. So, yay! That's 50 whole people. Yay, congratulations that you are here instead of being one of the 9 million people who watched the AI dog video. Mwah, love you so much, thank you. Hey, I mostly make video game videos, but I've had another video cooking up since the start of the year. That is probably gonna be my longest video, so if you wanna check that one out when it comes out, it's not about video games, but it is about YouTube and something on YouTube, and you've definitely heard of it. But that's my secret. So if you want to be there when that video comes out, again, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye bye now.